Hi my beautiful people, welcome to another episode of me, Masenyango, also known as the Fab Philosopher. And today we'll be talking about one of Epictetus' quotes: man is troubled not by events, but by the view he takes of them. Thank you for joining me on yet another episode. If you like something, if you learn something, if I just entertain you, kindly like, share, subscribe, and comment. It'd be much appreciated. As always, let's get right into it. Things happen to us on a daily basis, positive things, negative things, but how we view those things is what makes the difference between us. The same event can happen to two or more different people. Let's say maybe you're in a matatu and then it catches fire or something happens to the tire and you have to stop, and the driver or conductor has to do something about the situation. People will react differently to the same exact situation. So our perception of a situation is what defines our life. And most situations, actually all situations, are not good or bad. Things just happen. That's how life is. For life to keep going, things have to happen, and things just happen. So your perception is what matters, because most of the time we cannot control our external environment. We cannot control how someone else will act. We cannot control the weather. We cannot control traffic. We cannot control so many things. But what we can control is our perception. How are you perceiving that time in traffic in the morning? How are you perceiving the attendant at the petrol station who was rude to you? How are you perceiving that stranger that was rude to you? How are you perceiving that mistake at work? Your perception of these things is what defines how your life looks like, because a mistake in the morning at work, if you perceive it as the world is over, you're going to lose your job, that's it, you're worthless, this is done. So that perception of that small mistake will define the rest of your day, and maybe even the rest of your week, and might make even a small problem so much bigger. So it is our perception of things that matters. Internally is where you can control. You can only control how you perceive situations, even good situations. Good things happen to people all the time, but some people never see it. Some people never see the blessings in disguise when you drop something and on the road and someone actually calls out to you and notifies you that you dropped something. When you're late on your rent, I had this on TikTok, when you're late on your rent but you're not kicked out by the landlord, something happens and they extend your stay, or something happens at work, you're supposed to be laid off, the company is retrenching, but for some reason a new investor comes in. Just blessings in disguise that are not outright, they're not outright things that maybe you can say, okay, I received this, but it is actually a blessing. So the way you perceive things, even the good things, it's very important to shaping how you feel about your life, how you see your life. You need to see good things, a silver lining in every cloud, and a silver lining in every good thing. Even good things, sometimes we don't see it because our perception of life might be so negative that when a friend gives you a chocolate, or when a friend surprises you with a day out, when a friend invites you to lunch, you're not seeing the blessings in this thing. So your perception of the world should change to a point where everything is positive. To you, everything is amazing. Every day is a good day, and it's not an easy place to get to, because it is easier to be negative. It is easier to see the bad things. It is easier to remain in a victim mentality, that things are not working out for me. It is so much easier to be there. But we have to practice, we have to fight, we have to force it. You have to force a positive perspective of life, no matter what your external circumstances are. Wherever you are in life, force that positivity, because you can actually change your perception. And if you can be 100% sad, if you can be 100% depressed, if you can cry your eyes out, then the opposite is also true. You can be 100% happy, you can be 100% fulfilled, you can be 100% just laughing and always in a good mood. It is very, very possible. And it is all possible just by changing your perspective, how you see the world, how you see people. Your perception of people doesn't always have to be negative. Some people that I have dealt with, or just some stories I've had, and someone is always just having a negative perspective of others, or this person does this, they're like this. It doesn't always have to be like that. You can change your perspective of others. Even if they are the way you say they are, we understand that people are not perfect, but you can actually just change your perspective internally when you think about that person. Stop and pause and change how you're talking about them in your own mind when you're talking to yourself. How do you perceive this person? You can change it, no matter how bad or cruel they are. You can change your perspective. Of course, in a safe way. If someone is harming you physically, emotionally, that one exit. I'm talking about a situation where it's just a normal, safe situation, but you have decided that this is the worst person in the world because they did this one thing that you didn't like. So change your perspective about yourself also. It is so easy for us to look down upon ourselves, to not see how amazing and great we are. And we are amazing, trust me. Sometimes when you hear what other people have to say about you, you will honestly be shocked. You will be awed. People actually see you in the best and the biggest of lights. People think you're confident. People think you're beautiful. People think you're amazing. People think, you can conquer the world. So you have to start thinking it about yourself. Change the perspective. Oh my God.
People, please. Settle, please.
Change the perception you have of yourself and see yourself as others are seeing you, which is, so huge, and occupy space and be hard and just be that amazing person that you are. And this changes might be gradual, they might be small, depending on how you were brought up, depending on your environment. Some of us have been brought up to a negative perspective. The people who raised us always had a negative perspective. Our teachers, maybe, our friends. So it is on you to sit down and ask yourself, how do I actually view the world? How do I associate with people? There was this tweet by Nicki Minaj some time back, and she was saying how life is amazing and we should enjoy it. And everyone in the comments is like, yeah, duh, because you have money, of course life is amazing. And I was also like that. I was like, okay, yeah, definitely you have money, so life is going to be amazing. But I've come to realize it's not just about the money. You don't have to be rich to have an amazing life. I'm not saying you shouldn't be rich, please. But at the same time, life should be amazing even as you're getting there, as you're crushing your goals, as you're crushing your financial goals, your success goals. Life should still be amazing. The journey there should also be amazing. You shouldn't be the monk who sold his Ferrari, actually. You should be the monk who buys a Ferrari and many other things that you'd like. The perspective we have of life is very important, and the fact that it is internal, that to us is a superpower. It is the one superpower you have to change how you view your own life, to change how you view your circumstances. Even if you're in the worst place, even if you're depressed, even if you're going through the worst phase of your life, change your perspective. Enjoy the depression, turn it into a movie scene, into a melancholy moment. Be like, yes, I'm depressed. And then you smile in the mirror. You have to lie to yourself until you get to where you want to be, because as I've said before, no one is coming to save you. And the thing about your internal perception is that only you can change that. So it's something you have to work on daily. And as I've said, depending on how you're brought up, some people were brought up with people with amazing perspectives of life. And that's why you see some people looking like everything happens for them, that things always go their way. It's because they were raised in that abundance perspective. They were raised with that vibration of everything good works out, things always work out for me. So if you were not raised in that environment, then start changing your perception. I swear, something so small in your mindset shift can greatly change your external reality to a point you wouldn't even believe it's your own life. And this, as so many other topics, is from a personal point of view, that my perspective of life was very dim, very dark actually. And when I just started slowly accepting that things can be better, it is possible. If other people have a beautiful life, so can I. So change your perception.
People, please. Settle, please.
Change your perception, change your perspective of the things that happen to you. And slowly and surely you will start to see the change in your physical reality. So thank you guys for watching another episode. If you learned something, if you like something, if I just entertain you, kindly subscribe, comment, share. Be much appreciated, and I'd love to hear your views in the comment section. Also, if you have a quote that you'd like me to discuss by Epictetus or any other philosopher, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys. See you in the next episode.